My name is Yana P and I'm a rising senior at Staten Island Technical High School. And the base project I chose to work on over the past 3 weeks is the third eye for the visually impaired. I selected this project because I've always had a love for medicine and biomedical engineering. My career goals lie within the medical field, so I wanted my project to be in that realm as well. I also knew that the modifications would have a lot of room for creativity, and I wanted to work on something that I could eventually put a personal and unique spin on. Because of this, I'm designing a third eye for visually impaired dancers. As someone who has been dancing for as long as I can remember, I have an unmatched love for the stage. Performing on a stage, performing on a stage and forming that unspoken bond with the audience is a transformative experience, one that everyone should be able to have. For this reason, I've been working on a device that would alert a visually impaired performer of his or her distance from other dancers, as well as from the edge of a stage. And I'm going to share my screen to show the first part of my device. So the base of the device utilizes an ultrasonic sensor and an Arduino, which is a microcontroller, in order to calculate the distance from the dancer to a target near her. Ultrasonic sensors calculate the distance to the target by measuring the distance between the emission and the reception of ultrasonic waves. I attached a vibration motor to the device to alert the dancer of any nearby performers. As a target gets closer and closer to the sensor, the vibration motor will begin to vibrate faster and faster. And in this video, I'm moving a box closer to the sensor and the vibration motors are vibrating more quickly and more loudly. So, the modification that I chose to work on focuses on making sure that the dancer doesn't get too close to the edge of the stage. In order to achieve this, a red strip of tape can be placed on the edge. I attached a color sensor to my device, and I'm going to share my screen one more time to show its function. So, the color sensor can distinguish between colors and measure the intensity of reflected light. If the sensor detects the red color of the tape, the vibration motors will begin to vibrate, alerting the dancer. When the sensor is pointing to a blue background, the motors stay still. When it's pointing to the red background, they begin to vibrate. The most challenging part of this experience for me was most likely the first 2 days. I had very limited experience with coding and even in engineering in general prior to Bluestamp. So there was a lot of terminology I was unfamiliar with, and I received this big box of tools, but I barely knew any of their functions. And it was like I had a lot of great ideas in mind for the project, but I wasn't sure where to begin or how I would grasp this much information in only 3 weeks. But with the help of my instructor and group mates and with extensive research, I was able to get on track. Step by step, I put together a device I could be proud of. Nevertheless, this isn't the final phase of my device, and there are a lot of steps I plan on taking to perfect it, even after the program is over. For instance, I want to make it wearable in a way that isn't seen from the audience and doesn't disturb the dancer, perhaps attaching the base to the back of a leotard and the color sensor to the back of a shoe. For as long as I can remember, I've had two distinct passions, which were science and dance. And it always felt as though they were two opposite parts of my life, since I always focused on developing them separately. My experience at Bluestamp taught me that I don't always have to separate those two sides of me. Being able to combine my two passions into one project was an incredible experience, one that I'm unbelievably grateful for. Even though tomorrow unfortunately marks the end of the program, the knowledge and the foundation I gained over these past 3 weeks will continue to guide me as I work on developing my project. And I will continue finding ways to combine my interests, all the things that make me who I am. Thank you.